Almighty God, we pray thee, bless our land and all its people. This all we pray in the name of Jesus Christ our Lord. Amen. Affirmation. I solemnly affirm that I will be faithful to the Republic of Namibia and its people, and I solemnly promise to uphold and defend the Constitution and laws of the Republic of Namibia to the best of my ability. Announcements. In terms of Rule 1.4 sub 1, that is Rule 14 sub 1 of the rules for the establishment, functioning, and procedures of parliamentary standing committees of the National Assembly, I hereby inform this august House that the Parliamentary Standing Committee on International Relations, Defense and Security has, on the 1st of July 2026, elected Honorable Pea Mshelenga as its new chairperson. I take this opportunity to extend my sincere congratulations to Honorable Mshelenga on his election. Further, yes, honorable members, I would further like to announce yes, I would further like to announce that excuse me, just one moment. Yeah, okay. I'm looking for a note. Yeah. I'd like to announce my ruling on the two notices of motions that were moved on the 18th of June 2026 by Honorables Ampanda and Kambara concerning the motions that were tabled by Honorable Inge Dhamwani Kamwi and Honorable Modestus Amte, which the two members, Honorable Ampanda and Honorable Kambala, wanted to withdraw from the order paper. I had deferred my ruling in regard to this matter pending a provision of or an explanation of the basis on which such motions were to be moved. Unfortunately, I see the two honorable members are not here today, but Honorable Inge Dhamwani and Honorable Amtse are both here, and I think they can assist to enable me to make a ruling on that, because I wanted to understand the basis on which the motions were being moved to withdraw the two notices. The one of Honorable Amtse, that a notice was given by Honorable Ampanda to withdraw, concerned, Secretariat, can you assist me there? I would like to have the specific notices. Just one moment, I will get those notices. To withdraw the two notices that appear on the under notices of motions on page 2930, Roman numeral 5, and the other one Roman numeral 6. And then with regard to Honorable Minister responsible for agriculture, it was a motion tabling. Secretariat, can you assist me there? Is it the members of the... order paper, so that I can make a determination. That is really all that we wanted to do, starting with Honorable Amte. Which member have you delegated to withdraw which motion that you have put on the order paper?
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker, honorable members. It's actually surprising if such a move was made in this Parliament in my absence, because I did not give such an instruction to anybody, although I've indicated to table office that I would withdraw the two motions, but I did not delegate anybody to do so on my behalf.
Okay, thank you. So if you have not given a delegation, then it means that the notice is hereby declined. It is not accepted to be put on the order paper. Now, Honorable Damwani, it was not tabled. So.
Honorable Speaker, I'm not aware which motion is that I have delegated anybody to withdraw. Which one is that? I have a couple of them on a paper. So is it...
Yeah, have you given a delegation to Honorable, which Honorable member was it? Honorable,
absolutely not.
Did you give anybody a delegation to withdraw a motion that you have put on?
No, absolutely not.
Okay, so then that notice to withdraw a motion tabled by Honorable Damwani Kamwi or Honorable Damwani is declined, so that we can proceed with that matter. I mean, we can conclude on that matter. Yes, Honorable Nekundi.
Yeah, Honorable Speaker, I just, based on what you just said now, I just want to appreciate your guidance on the matter in relation to the rules of Parliament, whether that proposition to withdraw is being provided by the two ministers, whether that tantamount to misleading the House. I just want to know that. If that is so, to what extent can the Speaker evoke the provision of the rules that provide certain actions against misleading of the House? I just want to find out from you, because it's clearly spelled out in the rules of Parliament when a member knowingly misleads the House. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Yes. Yes. Is there somebody asking for the floor from the AR, or should I proceed? Yeah, because I can see Honorable High Caller there, looks like she's trying to ask for the floor. I don't want to proceed to the next step. Yes. Yeah.
I actually wanted to say something after the Speaker had said something. Based on what the Honorable has said.
Yeah, Honorable Member, in terms of the rules, when the attention of the Speaker is drawn to a matter that requires a ruling, if a ruling is made by the presiding officer in terms of Rule 6, there is to be no further discussions. There is only to be a request for explanation, which once given, the matter is put to rest. So if any member would want to say something other than ask for an explanation, it is better to say that before the presiding officer makes a ruling. Yeah, so in the rule specifically says, when the presiding officer has to make a ruling, the presiding officer may put the matter to the House for discussion so that the presiding officer's ruling would close the matter. Yes, Honorable Nekundi.
Honorable Speaker,
Okay. I will give you the floor after Honorable Nekundi.
For ease of, Honorable Speaker, thank you very much. For ease of reference, the matter I've just dealt with, it's guided by Rule 110, sub 3, read together with Appendix 3, sub 2 thereof, which says, without limiting the power of the House, it may treat as a contempt of any of the following. 2 therefore says, deliberately misleading the House or a committee by way of submission, statement, evidence, or petition. So therefore, that's my submission, as founded in these rules. Rule 110, sub 3, read together with Appendix B, sub 2, thereto. Thank you.
Yes, Honorable Hangula, you have the floor.
Honorable Speaker, you see, the members who attempted to submit those motions are not here to speak for themselves, number one. And based on what your ruling on the other day, you said you will defer the ruling because the honorable members were not here to speak for themselves. So, in the interest of natural justice, it would only be fair also if if I submit that then you defer your ruling for today as well to allow the members to come and speak for themselves, just as you have done for the other members as well.
Yeah, Honorable Member, you're actually wrong to say that I deferred the ruling because the other members were not there. That was not the reason. But you may take your seat. But that notwithstanding, I have a right to defer a ruling, but not because I had ruled I was deferring to wait for the members to be here. There you are wrong. I just want the records to reflect that. Yeah. So, I defer my ruling on this matter on the point that is raised by Honorable, the ruling on the non-admissibility of the notices that is made, yeah, following what I have heard from the 2 members who indicated very clearly that they did not delegate anyone to withdraw the motions, but the ruling on the point that is raised by Honorable Nekundi is what is deferred, yeah? That one I'm deferring, yeah. Thank you. Then we proceed under statement still. No, not under that one. Yes, messages from the head of state. None. Petitions. Yes, please. Is it messages from the head of state? No. Yeah, from the head of party. Okay. No, I was just asking.
Because I thought you will come up with a ruling on the motion that I've submitted yesterday. Because on the minute it's not appearing.
Yes.
So
yes, Honorable Member, you are correct. Yeah. Let me make a ruling.
That's
on
my
that
message
one.
from the state.
Yes, no, that is the message. Yeah. No, that is correct. Indeed, I did look into that, and I established that the motion that you moved is similar to the one that was moved by Honorable Ampanda. It is only that Honorable Ampanda, I think, mentioned the name of a project, but the description of that project was exactly the same as what you indicated in your motion. And therefore, admitting your motion would really constitute a duplication because we will be talking about the same thing. So you would be free to participate in the debate on the motion that was tabled by the honorable member. So, okay, so that notice would therefore not be admitted on the order paper. Thank you. Now we proceeded, we covered messages from the head of state, none, petitions, none, reports of standing or select committees. Honorable Karupu.
Honorable Speaker, honorable members, I rise to motivate the report of the Committee on Information and Communication Technology on the benchmarking visit to Parliament of Rwanda, which took place from the 8th to the 12th of December 2025. I would like to commence my motivation by thanking the honorable members who undertook this mission under the leadership of the Deputy Chairperson of ICT, Honorable Feni Nanyeni, and the support staff for their selfless efforts, which led to meeting the committee's expectation. Honorable Speaker, the committee's objectives on this mission were, yes, I tabled it already. Today's a motivation. Honorable Speaker, the committee's objective on this mission were, yes, motivation. I gave notice. No, this is a report. It's a report. The Honorable Speaker called for report of standing committees.
And you are primarily responding to the
Yes.
call.
It's my chair.
My child.
Yes, Honorable Karupu, for today, what is to be covered in your presentation is just to lay on the table the report, and then when it's on the order paper, you will have the opportunity to provide a brief summary.
I did lay it, Honorable Speaker.
Oh, you already did? Okay, then you are not supposed to do it now. Where we are now is where the reports are to be laid on the table. So it means your item should be on the agenda somewhere, and then
It's not my mistake, Honorable Speaker, as for the Secretariat, the table of office. I did that on Tuesday.
Oh.
Yes,
so,
I did it on Tuesday.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
If you did that, Honorable...
I introduced it and I laid it there.
Okay.
On the table, yes.
Okay. Then in that case, Honorable Member, you wait until we come to the reports, and then your report will be called and you will have the opportunity to I only called your name because I saw you on the register. Okay. Thank you. The next is Honorable Aupindi.
Honorable Speaker, honorable members, I lay upon the table for discussion the report of the Parliamentary Standing Committee on Natural Resources on the benchmarking visit to the Parliament of the Republic of Ghana from the 18th to the 12th of December 2025. I so move, Honorable Speaker.
Yes, please table the report, Honorable Member. Yes. 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 Other reports and papers? Notices of questions? Honorable Mongo.
I hereby give notice that on Thursday, the 9th of July, 2026, I shall ask the Minister of Information and Communication Technology, the Honorable Emma Fellows, the following. NBC was established to serve the public interest by informing, educating, and entertaining all Namibians. However, in 2026, the media landscape has fundamentally changed. NBC TV no longer competes only with traditional broadcasters, but with global streaming platforms, digital media, and social media that have transformed how citizens consume information and entertainment. Despite continued public investments, there are growing concerns that NBC have not yet evolved at the same pace as audience expectations. Many Namibians are increasingly turning to alternative platforms that offer more compelling, accessible, and diverse content. This raises an important policy question. Is NBC delivering sufficient public value for the resources entrusted to it? And what concrete strategy does government have to ensure that Namibia's public broadcaster remain relevant, competitive, and responsive in the digital age? I therefore ask the following questions. Given the rapid shift in audience behavior towards digital streaming platforms, what is the government's long-term strategy to ensure that NBC TV remains relevant in 2026 and beyond? How does the ministry measure NBC's performance beyond financial reporting? Are there measurable targets relating to audience reach, public trust, program quality, and digital engagement? What percentage of NBC's annual budget is invested directly into the commissioning and production of original, relevant, and entertaining content compared with administrative and operational expenditure? What specific interventions are being implemented to improve the quality, originality, and competitiveness of NBC's television programming? Does the ministry acknowledge that international streaming platforms and social media have significantly changed the broadcasting environment? If so, how has NBC's strategic plan been adapted to respond to these changes? And finally, can the Honorable Minister assure this House that NBC is being positioned not merely to survive, but to become a leading producer and distributor of high-quality Namibian content that can compete for audiences both nationally and internationally? I so submit.
Yes, please table the questions, Honorable Member. Yes, Honorable Ihemba.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I hereby give notice that on the 9th of July 2026, I shall ask the Honorable Minister of Home Affairs the following questions. Citizenship is not a privilege bestowed at the discretion of the executive. It is a constitutional status protected by law. Where the state deprives individuals of documents that recognize and give effect to that status, it bears the highest duty of legality, transparency, and accountability. It is against this constitutional imperative that I direct the following questions to the Honorable Minister. Firstly, can the Honorable Minister provide this august House with the exact statistic data regarding the invocation of Section 9 of the Namibian Citizenship Act of 1990, Act number 14 of 1990, since its inception, broken down by year, specifying the number of individuals deprived of citizenship who were already in possession of valid state-issued national birth certificate, identity documents, or Namibian passports. Secondly, because Section 9 of the Namibian Citizenship Act exclusively regulates the deprivation of citizenship acquired through registration or naturalization, under what specific legal provision, statutory authority, or judicial precedence does the ministry rely upon to summarily revoke, cancel, or confiscate the national identity document of individuals who possess a prima facie claim to be Namibian citizenship by birth? And lastly, will the Honorable Minister categorically confirm or deny whether the ministry has, at any stage since independence, applied the mechanism of Section 9 against a citizen by birth? If confirmed, what is the precise legal justification for this action? And how does the ministry record or reconcile this practice with the absolute constitutional protection afforded to citizens by birth under Article 4 of the Namibian Constitution? I so submit.
Yes. Please table the questions, Honorable Member. Honorable Mwashindange.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. I give notice that on Thursday, the 9th of July 2026, I shall ask Honorable Wise Emmanuel, the Minister of Justice and Labor Relations, the following.
Continue.
Honorable Speaker, honorable members, it has come to our attention that the government has been awarded costs in litigation over the years, yet the government attorney's office has failed to do bills of costs and collect the costs awarded to government for over 10 years. This abnormality is allowed to happen when government pays millions of dollars every year when sued for medical negligences, police brutality, unlawful arrests, and many others. Against the said background, I now ask the Honorable Minister the following questions. Number one, how many court orders awarding costs to the government have been issued during the past 10 years? And what is the total value of these costs awarded? Number two, what is the total amount of costs that has been successfully recovered by the government during the same period? Number three, what is the estimated value of costs awarded to the government that remain unclaimed, all unrecovered due to the failure to prepare and tax bills of costs? Number four, what measures and internal controls are in place within the government attorney's office to ensure that costs awarded in favor of government are promptly taxed and recovered, and why don't the ministry's audited financial reports reflect the money owed to the states every year? Number five, and the last one, what steps will the ministry take to ensure that all outstanding costs awarded to the government are identified, taxed where applicable, and recovered without further delay? And will the Honourable Minister commit to conducting a comprehensive audit of all outstanding court-awarded costs due to the government and table the findings before the National Assembly? Honourable Speaker, I so submit.
Yes, Honorable Roderick Likando.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. I hereby give notice that on Thursday, the 9th of July 2026, I shall ask the Honorable Minister of Environment, Forest and Tourism the following questions. Tourism is a key pillar of Namibia's economy and a major source of employment, investment, and foreign exchange earnings. Given the recent statistics which was released by the ministry, which shows a decline of tourist arrivals in the country since the inception of the visa-on-arrival policy in April 2025, I therefore wish to pose these questions. What evidence, economic analysis, or feasibility assessment informed government's decision to introduce the visa-on-arrival policy in April 2025? In view of the decline in tourist arrivals since the introduction of visa-on-arrival policy in April 2025, what assessments has the ministry made of its impact, and what corrective steps are being taken to restore growth? What steps is government taking to ensure that tourism revenues and business opportunities arising from these arrangements primarily benefit Namibia-owned tourism enterprises and SMEs? What measures are in place to prevent foreign visitors from abusing visa entry arrangements to engage in unauthorized employment or commercial activities in Namibia? Honorable Speaker, I so submit.
Please state the question. Yes, Honorable Kandorodu. Okay. Honorable Mbinge Sheundo.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I hereby give notice that on Thursday, the 9th of July 2026, I shall ask the Minister of Education, Innovation, Youth, Sports, Arts and Culture, Honorable Dr. Sanet Steenkamp, the following. Despite the government's commitment to ensuring equitable access to education, learners from marginalized and vulnerable communities in Namibia continue to experience very high school dropout rates and poor educational outcomes. These communities are the San, Ovate, Vahimba, Vademba, and the Chimba communities. Factors such as poverty, food insecurity, discrimination, language barriers, teenage pregnancies, child labor, long distances to school, inadequate hostel facilities, bullying, disability-related challenges, limited psychological support services, and shortage of teachers who understand their cultural, linguistic, and socio-economic realities of these communities continue to undermine learners' retention, academic performance, and the successful completion of their education. I therefore ask the following. Can the Minister provide statistics on the enrollment, retention, and completion rates of learners from the above-mentioned marginalized communities compared to the national average of the last 3 years? What are the Ministry's current strategies for reducing the high school dropout rates among the marginalized communities, and how effective are these strategies? How many schools serving higher numbers of learners from these marginalized communities currently have trained teachers who understand their cultures, languages, and socio-economic realities? What consultations has the Ministry held with leaders, parents, and civil society organizations from these marginalized communities to develop education policies that respond to their unique needs? Will the Minister commit to present a comprehensive national action plan with clear targets and timelines to improve educational outcomes for these learners from marginalized communities? And if so, when can Parliament expect such a plan? I so submit, Honorable Speaker.
Please table the question. Honorable Lucato.
My relative sister, Honorable Speaker, leaders of various political parties, members of Parliament, good day and thank you for the platform. Today, Thursday, 2nd July 2026, I hereby give notice that on Thursday, 9 July 2026, I shall ask the Minister of Agriculture, Fishery, Water and Land Reform, my relative sister, Honorable Inge Zamani, the following questions. This is inquiring regarding outstanding cattle marketing incentive payments. Honorable Minister, it has been noted that during the 2024-2025 financial year, the Ministry, together with the Regional Council through the Department of Agricultural Production, Extension and the Engineer Services, mobilized farmers to sell their cattle. Farmers were informed that they would receive an incentive payment of 700 Namibian dollar per animal and were instructed to submit their claim forms to the nearest agricultural office. The first group of farmers received their payments, but others were later informed that the funds had been exhausted and that the remaining farmers would be paid during the next calendar. The question, number one, what is the government doing with regard to this matter? Number two, what is the current status of the outstanding payments? The last one, the Honorable Speaker, Honorable Minister, when will these farmers receive their money? I so submit, Honorable Speaker.
Yes, Honorable, may table the question. Honorable members, we have exhausted the time for written notice of questions. Now, yeah. If the Honorable Hengobe can summarize his, I can accept that. Yes, please do.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I hereby give notice that on 10 July 2026, I shall ask the Minister of Industries, Mines and Energy the following questions. Honorable Speaker, honorable members, in light of recent media reports indicating that Namibia's National Energy Fund is running critically low on funds after spending 1.3 billion Namibian dollars in 2 months, thereby raises concerns about the country's ability to stabilize fuel prices and ensure energy security. Therefore, I ask the following. 1. Is the National Energy Fund facing a liquidity or a solvency crisis? And what is its current financial position? 2. What immediate measures has the Minister put in place to ensure that the depletion of the fund does not result in fuel supply disruption or sharp fuel price increases for consumers? 3. Has government considered recapitalizing the fund? And if so, what amount will be required and from which budgetary source will these funds be drawn? 4. Will the Honorable Minister table before this House the latest audited financial statements of the National Energy Fund together with a recovery plan and cash flow projection? Honorable Speaker, honorable members, I so submit.
No, let him table, and then, is it a point of order or something? Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. Honorable member, the honorable member is coming already. Just let him table, and then we will hear what the correction is. If that requires for him to get back the form to correct it, then so be it. Yeah, okay. Yes, you have the floor, Honorable Karen.
Because he said on the 10th of July, and when I was looking at my calendar, the 10th is a Friday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So what day?
Okay. Parliament doesn't release.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Thank you, Honorable Karora. Thank you. Honorable Hengobe, what date would you like to have that? The 9th. The 9th. Okay. So please, you'll be given the form just to correct and sign it, ne? Okay. Now, agent oral questions, Honorable Kandorodu. The time is exhausted for written notices, Honorable. I can see that there are 2 members. Huh? Huh? No. Yes, Honorable, take your seat. No, Honorable members, you know that we have 20 minutes for written notice of questions, and if time allows, 20 minutes for agent oral questions. Now, the challenge also that I have, I know that Honorable Kanguru truly is one of the best behaved MPs. It is painful when you cannot grant the request of someone who puts on the... Yes, someone who really always comply with the rules. It's not the easiest thing. But I'm also challenged because, Honorable members, look at the question book. So even if I give you the floor to ask the questions, it's a challenge. But let's try next time, Honorable Kanguru. Yeah? Yeah, Honorable Kandorodo, I had already given the floor to him.
Yeah, thank you so much, Speaker. Mine goes to the Minister of Education.
Yes.
The last time you wanted me to be specific or on the complaint that I was supposed to bring it to you, I received a complaint from Omahega region for about 4 hostel superintendents or hostel supervisors and the matrons. The hostel supervisors, apparently when they apply for the position, they apply around about October each year for the next year contract. So, however, their payment only reflects in April, while there is no retrospective payment for January, February, and March. And then it takes from April up until the end of the contract. However, one of the superintendents also confirmed to me that up until now, he did not receive his supervisory allowance. And only on the matron side is that they are working same shift, let's say 3 of them, but at the same grade. But when it comes to overtime payment, one is receiving 1,600, 800, 1,000. So unofficially, I have engaged the HR officer in Hopabes, and she told me that the problem is the lack of skills from the supervisors, how to fill in the forms. And when they always try to submit a request to visit the school and provide orientation and educate those that are on the ground, there's always an issue of there's no SNT, there's no SNT. So that's why they have those kind of haphazard payments and arrangements in the region. And I'm sure this covers across the whole country. Maybe you can elaborate on both of those issues that have been raised by your staff members. I so submit.
Yes, Honorable Minister.
Honorable Speaker, for the opportunity, and Honorable Member for bringing it to my attention. I think the issue is very region specific, it's context specific. I cannot say it's spread across the country, but I think I would definitely be allowed time to look into this matter. I cannot just answer on behalf of Omaheke region, and especially on HR, whom I don't know, provided responses. And also remember that when we apply for positions, you apply in a specific financial year, which always starts on the 1st of April. But I will ask the regional director to look into the matter and provide me with feedback, which I can share with you as we do on other issues bilaterally. But Honourable Speaker, I think this is a very specific question that warrants investigation.
Very good.
At
okay.
least. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. Honourable Thomas.
Honourable Speaker, let me withhold my question in absentia of the Minister of Foreign Affairs, International Relations. Thank you.
Oh, okay. So, notices of motions. Honourable Hangula.
Honourable Speaker, I hereby give notice that leave of absence be granted to Honourable George Kambala for the 2nd of July 2026 while on official business in terms of Rule 124H read with Rule 76(1)D of the Standing Rules and Orders. I so submit.
Yes, please table the motion. Yes, Honourable Lucato.
Honourable Speaker, Members of Parliament, thank you very much for the platform. This motion, it will benefit the masses poor and they will take to bring the involvement in rural areas. Today, Thursday, 2nd July 2026, I hereby give notice that on Wednesday, 8th July 2026, I shall move that this August House discuss and agree.
Yeah, okay. Honourable Lucato may proceed, please. Yes.
Today, Thursday, 2nd July 2026, I hereby give notice that on Wednesday, 8th July 2026, I shall move that this August House discuss and agrees the motion to identify rural areas eligible for the constructions of the post offices countrywide. I so move, Honourable Speaker.
Please table the motion. Yes, Honorable Mongo.
I hereby move without notice in terms of Rule 76, 1B of the Standing Rules, Orders and Internal Arrangements that leave of absence be granted to the Honorable Priest from the 2nd to the 9th of July 2026. I so move, Honorable Speaker.
Okay, table the motion, Honorable. Honorable Narusep.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Sarah Uongelwa Amadila, our Speaker, I move without notice that in terms of Standing Rule 124 in brackets 1, read together with Standing Rule 14 subsection 1, and notwithstanding the ordinary days and times of sitting prescribed under the Standing Rules, this Assembly resolves to sit on Monday, the 6th day of July 2026, from 14 hours 30 to 1800, and on Friday, the 10th of July 2026, from 9 o'clock to 1300 hours, for the purpose of considering and disposing of outstanding business appearing on the order paper. I so move, Honorable Speaker.
Yes, Honorable Member, may please take any. Yes. Yes. You see, I want to talk to you. Yes, thank you. Yeah, Honorable Thomas. Yeah, Honorable Thomas, you don't need to stand up before you are given the floor. Yeah, no. I just for next time, you just ask for the floor and then I'll give you the floor.
Oh,
you now have it.
Sorry, Speaker.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you very much. Objection for that motion. I think I do not know how things are working now. Are we taking some decisions without the chief whip decision, or because we don't know about this? How can we just come and change the rule just like that in the parliament? How can we take the business of the chief whip on the platform like this? Let us respect the law and respect each other also. I think it will be. Thank you very much.
Honorable Member, which rule was it that was offended by what the Honorable Member has moved?
I think I have here, when he submitted, the Honorable Narusep, when he submitted the motion, and he read some rule inside there. But now I'm saying, we just received this message today now here in Parliament.
Yeah, it's a chief whip.
It's a chief whip.
Yeah.
Now.
Yeah.
I respond, I say, dear Honorable, I found myself on the different sentiment of disagreeing that Parliament is not the appropriate platform for us as a chief whip to discuss in accordance of Rule 46 of the Standing Rule and Order.
Yes,
Thank you.
Very good.
Yes, Honorable Muton.
Thank you, Honourable Speaker. So just in terms of continuity, last year I proposed the exact same motion without notice that we extend the sitting, and I was declined, and the ruling was given that all the chiefs should be consulted beforehand and should agree. I was therefore referred to put my motion in writing as a notice of motion, and that motion is still in there to be handled. So I just want to understand, in terms of consistency, why motion can be passed today without notice to extend the session without the consultation of all the chief whips, but last year it was denied. Thank you.
Yes, honourable members, it is better when issues are raised that members simply just indicate whether they agree or disagree, because when you try to interpret the ruling of the presiding officer, you may do so wrongly. And the result of that would be that your objection may not receive consideration, because the presiding officer will now respond to correct the error in the interpretation of the ruling of the presiding officer. And that is what I'm going to do now. You see, yes, because you could just have said, I don't agree, I object to the motion that the honourable member is tabling, instead of trying to attribute to the presiding officer things that the presiding officer did not say. So what I want to say here is, let me say this rule that is cited, Rule 14. Rule 14, just let me rule, honourable member, or rather explain. I'm not going to make a ruling now, I first explain. Yeah, Rule 14 says times and days of sitting. And then Rule 14 sub 1 says, unless otherwise ordered by the assembly. And that's the phrase. No, honourable members, can I just be heard? Ne? I listen to all of you. Yeah. No, honourable members. No, the presiding officer will be heard in silence. You can ask for the floor when the member is done. Yeah. So the Rule 14.1 says, unless otherwise ordered by the assembly, and that's the provision that I underlined. The times and days for a sitting of the assembly are, then they put the time, 14 hours 30 to 5:45 on Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. Then it says, including Mondays, during the consideration of the appropriation bill. In other words, it says, Mondays we only meet when there is appropriation bill, unless if the House directs otherwise. Unless if the House directs otherwise. And the honourable member now is seeking for the House to direct otherwise. Yeah, I just want to explain that part. So no, I'm not done. I'm just explaining. I'm not ruling yet. I'm just explaining, so that whatever the ruling is, we have at least the same understanding. And then the honourable member also cited Rule 124.1. 124.1. One 124 is motions where notices is not required, and he cited 124L. Yeah, any other motion which does not require notice in terms of these standing rules. So that is now one. The second point is, Honorable Muton, your motion was not accepted because the other members objected. They objected to it. The ruling of the presiding officer was never that what you attributed to the presiding officer. It was never that. So that's why I'm saying you could simply just do what the Honorable Thomas did and say, I don't agree. But to try and say the presiding officer or the House cannot decide in favor of that motion because yours was not agreed to in the beginning, that would not be correct. And in fact, honorable members, I have already said in this House several times, and I would repeat this once again. If a member feels that a presiding officer takes a ruling that is inappropriate, there is a platform to have that reviewed. But for members to just get up and say, I raised an issue and you ruled it this way, and therefore you cannot rule that way, is not an appropriate way to deal with things. But I would like to say, honorable members, that on this motion of Honorable Naruseb, I would like to defer the ruling until later on today. Until later on today after the break. I would like to do that so that I can listen to the motions that are coming. Honorable Cooper.
Honorable Speaker, I move without notice in terms of Rule 124H, read together with Rule 76(1)D of the Standing Rules, Orders and Internal Arrangements of the National Assembly that leave of absence be granted to Honorable Dr. Elia Chitunga Nkurare and to Honorable Ambassador Selma Shpala Musavi for the 2nd of July 2026 while on official business. I further move without notice in terms of Rule 124H, read together with Rule 76(1)C of the Standing Rules, Orders and Internal Arrangements of the National Assembly that leave of absence be granted to Honorable Fanny Duchavi and Honorable Yalta Felipe and Honorable Modestus Achipara for the 2nd of July 2026 to enable them to attend to urgent private matters. I so move, Honorable Speaker.
Yes, Honorable Emmanuel. Yes, okay, point of privilege. Yeah, one moment, Honorable Member. Yes. Yes, please, Honorable.
Yeah, no, thank you, Honorable Speaker. I'm just seeking clarity, Honorable Speaker. When the motion of the Honorable Alphonse Naruseb was presented, there was an objection by the Honorable Bishop Thomas. I just want to know what happened. Why is that rejection? I mean, objection not valid, or why is it not recorded as such, or where is his rights as a member, as an equal member of this House? Thank you.
Yes, I have deferred the ruling on the matter, Honorable Member. I have deferred the ruling.
No.
Yes.
It was before you even deferred.
Honorable Mvula. Honorable Mvula is not here. Okay, honorable members, we will now rise for a break of 20 minutes. The chief whips may consult on this matter. Honorable chief whips, I want you to hear what I'm saying. You may wait. You must wait for me to finish ruling. You don't have to agree. Honorable members, you don't have to agree with me, but you cannot interrupt the ruling. You don't have to agree, but you cannot interrupt. Yeah. So we break for 20 minutes. The chief whips may consult during this time. Yeah. Yes. Okay, you have the floor. What is the matter? Yeah. Unfortunately, I cannot personally take care of it. I can only tell the Secretariat. Maybe in that case, you can use the mic.
Hear me, Speaker. Remember before Honorable Mashindange stood, I was having the floor. And he just disappeared.
You were having the floor?
Yes.
Oh, okay, you have the floor. You were having the floor on notices of motion? Yes. Okay, you have the floor. Honorable members, please let's take our seats. Yeah. We were only going for a break and we are coming back.
Yes, for as long as it doesn't happen the way that it happened yesterday. That's
what happened yesterday?
Colleagues. Okay,
yeah,
thank you.
Honorable members, if honorable members, yesterday the member was supposed to take the floor and the member was not called upon, the member could just have taken the floor on point of privilege and draw the attention of the presiding officer to the omission. Yeah. Okay, thank you. Now we rise for 20 minutes.
This is NBC One. It's ours.
Are you guys ready?
Calling all performing artists. Are you a musician, MC, or cultural group ready to showcase your talent on one of Namibia's biggest stages? Then this is your moment. Audition to be part of the Miss Namibia 2026 pageant in Gobabis and join a spectacular celebration of beauty, culture, and diversity. Audition dates: Gobabis, 27th of June 2026 at the Kalahari Convention Center from 8 o'clock in the morning to 1700 hours. Vintu, on the 4th of July 2026 at the NBC headquarters, Cullinan Street, Northern Industrial, from 8 o'clock in the morning to 1400 hours. For more information, call 081 277 8624 or 081 466 1020. Miss Namibia 2026, where roots meet royalty.
Every 4 years, the world stops for something special. Different nations, different cultures, different dreams, all chasing one.
Greetings and welcome to your 4 o'clock news headlines here on NBC with me, Reinhilda Osiku. It's a pleasure to be in your company. The Ministry of Health and Social Services has received a portable mobile laboratory donated by the Russian Federation. The handover aims to strengthen Namibia's disease surveillance and laboratory response capacity. The Deputy Minister of Health and Social Services, Susan Jaleka, says the donation is another chapter in the long-standing friendship and cooperation between Namibia and the Russian Federation. Jaleka says the laboratory will reduce the time it takes to transport samples to central laboratories, enabling faster diagnosis and treatment.
We are efficiently decentralizing hope. We are breaking the distances. We are no longer waiting for the crisis to come to help. We are taking the leap to the heart of the crisis.
Residents of Okorukurure village in the Oshinene constituency are capitalizing on abundant underground water to venture into crop production. A farmer at Okorukurure village, Petorwa Muyoro, stressed that the inhabitants came together 20 years ago and agreed that every household should own a garden for food security. They use surplus for an income.
I have just experienced it that you will never be a good livestock farmer without owning a garden at your place. Having a garden is a full parcel, as you will benefit a lot from your own food production. It will complement the livestock and you can sell it to other residents. I used to always advise others that we must work hard and set up gardens as farmers.
Beauty contests has evolved into a glamorous global event while the focus shifted from a simple local showcase to a prestigious one. But those who walked the stage 68 years ago had it different. Our news crew met Esther Pakarae Kavari, who still remembers the day she made history as the first ever Miss Windhoek. In 1958, at just 17 years old, Pakarae Kavari was crowned the inaugural winner, an experience she says gave her confidence and memories she still cherishes today.
We didn't have different outfits. We just walked the entire competition with just one dress. 3 rounds, one dress. In the third round, they gave me number 1 as my contestant number. And just when we finished the third and last round, they said, number 1 is number 1. We were 10 ladies. I won a dress and a bag that I have right here.
In news from further afield, at least 2 people have been killed in 2 separate incidents in Zambia's election campaigns related violence. Meanwhile, the Zambian police service says it has intensified measures to curb all forms of violence regardless.
Political campaigns have been going on well since the period was declared about 2 months ago. With over a dozen political organizations taking part in this year's elections, members have been relatively interacting well before the reports of 2 separate political-related deaths emerged.
We recorded one incident in Kaputa district, northern province, where there was a loss of life as a result of political violence. So far, 10 suspects have been apprehended and currently detained in police custody. In a related incident, we recorded one political-related murder case in Magoya area, Mazabuka district, in which a driver of an independent candidate for Magoya constituency was allegedly murdered. Investigations are ongoing to bring the suspects into book. We have also dealt with cases involving
Role of the Speaker of Parliament.
The Speaker has a very important role because the Speaker basically is responsible for all the processes and procedures in the National Assembly. We have two houses in Parliament. One is the National Council, the House of Review, and the proceedings are usually overseen by
Make a ruling on the matter that I was dealing with.
Honorable Speaker, a notice is hereby given in terms of Rule 120, Rule 2 of the Standing Rule, Order and Internal Arrangement, read with Rule 123, Sub-Rule 1A, that on Tuesday, 7th July 2026, I shall move that leave be granted to introduce a bill providing for the term and condition for the appointment of the Ombudsman, defining and prescribing the power, the duties and functions of the Ombudsman, also providing for the appointment of the Deputy Ombudsman, as well as the acting Ombudsman out of necessity. Further, the same bill provides or seeks to provide or to establish rather the Office of Ombudsman as the office in the public service, and will then at the same time provide for incidental matters. I so move, Honorable Speaker.
Yes, please table the motion. Yes. Now, honorable members, in regard to the motion that was moved by Honorable Naruseb, I would like to defer my ruling on that one. The ruling is deferred. Now we proceed ministerial statements. None. Reports from the Committee of the Whole Assembly and consequential proceedings. And then today being a Thursday, the questions would take priority, and the first question is 143 by Honorable Ihemba to the Minister of Home Affairs. Does Honorable Ihemba put the question? Yes. Yes, Honorable Nekundi.
Honorable Speaker, I'm not sure whether I'm in line, but please guide me. Yesterday, the Honorable Angola wanted to move a motion, and I make a promise that I will have hand to him over the draft bill that was done last night. So it was handed over to him. Just want to inform you.
What is that?
Yesterday, Honorable Angola wanted to move a motion to discuss the penalties on the traffic violations. I then undertake with him that he withdraw it because we are finalizing the bill that we have the same thing, and that I will hand over him the bill. That was done, Honorable Speaker. So that was, I just want to report back to the Assembly. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. The Secretariat should note that. Now, does Honorable Ihemba put the question? The Minister is not here. In any case, the Minister of Home Affairs. The next question is 146 by Honorable Lucato to the Minister of Urban and Rural Development. Both the Minister and Deputy are not here. The next is 142 by Honorable Klute to the Minister of International Relations and Trade. Honorable Klute is not here. Does someone put the question on his behalf? Where is Honorable Klute? Yeah, the Deputy is here. I will ask her whether she's delegated. But, yeah. Does anyone put the question on behalf of Honorable Klute?
I put the question.
Okay. Deputy Minister, are you delegated to answer?
No, Honorable Speaker, I'm not delegated to answer the question.
Okay, the DM is not delegated. The next is Honorable Klute to the same Minister of International Relations and Trade. Deputy Minister, Mr. Klute is here now. Honorable, do you put the question?
Honorable Minister.
Yes. Is the Deputy Minister delegated to respond?
Honorable Speaker, the Minister preferred to answer all the questions from Honorable Klute herself, and therefore she has not delegated.
Okay. Now, so the next one, 165, is to the Minister of International Relations still, so that one is not to be answered today. The next is 167 by Honorable Ipumbu to the Minister of Urban and Rural Development. Both of them are not here. The next is 174, Honorable Lutuhezi to the Minister of Gender. Honorable Lutuhezi, the Minister of Gender, is not here. Is the Deputy Minister delegated to answer? Yeah, okay. Does Honorable Lutuhezi put the question? Yes. Okay, Deputy Minister has the floor.
Honorable Speaker, honorable members, allow me to respond to the question as it is. Question number 1. Will the Honorable Minister inform this House what measure her ministry is taking to ensure that all gender-based violence cases recorded by the policy and social workers disaggregated to capture the role of alcohol consumption at our policy intervention are evidence-based? The answer?
Yes, a point of order. Honorable.
Honorable Speaker, I'm sure we all agree that we can request the Honorable Deputy Minister to go straight to the answers in the sequence that they are put. I'm sure. Thank you.
Yes, Honorable Deputy Minister, you need not to repeat the questions. You can just go to the answers.
Thank you. While the Minister acknowledged the link between alcohol and gender-based violence, there is no data disaggregated according to these two variables speaking to the administrative data collected by social workers. In the ministry, there is evidence that alcohol contributes to gender-based violence and violence against children. The Ministry of Gender, Equal Child Welfare, in collaboration with the Namibian State Agency and the Namibian Policy Office of the Prime Minister and United Nations Population Fund, is working on establishing an integrated gender-based violence monitoring and evaluation system to track, analyze, and improve our efforts to prevent and respond to gender-based violence. The primary purpose is to move beyond simply counting cases and instead understand what works for whom. Can I protect it? The primary process is to move beyond simply counting cases and to instead understand what works for whom and why. The system will help the government to correct credible data and build evidence for policy development and evaluation. It will also demonstrate government intervention, implement and enhance our accountability and the custodian of government resources. The database is invoked to answer questions like, are we meeting our mandate, or are we on track in meeting our target as planned? And are we fund being used in responsibility to serve those in need? The database invites to be finalized by 2027. The question number 2, the ministerial mandate is to ensure the protection of children. In this regard, the ministry has established a legal framework for the protection of children, which is the Child Care and Protection Act. The role of this act in this case is to use to strengthen the provision of the Liquor Act. The Liquor Act makes it illegal for a person to sell or supply any alcoholic beverage for a person under the age of 18. And this act reinforce this by introducing a new offense and stronger penalties to prevent the sale and provision of alcohol to children. This is a part of the Act's overall goal to protect children from exploitation. The Ministry conducts outreach service to educate communities on the protection of children. The social workers in the Ministry work this coalition of the harmful use of alcohol communities established by the Ministry of Health in various communities. These communities conduct awareness raising and education campaign. They identify community members and children who might suffer gender-based violence as a result of harmful use of alcohol. Through this intervention, social workers from the Ministry of intervene to remove children from this dangerous situation. The mandate of addressing harmful use of alcohol lies with the Ministry of Health and Social Service, who have developed comprehensive program to address the issue. I must also applaud the Ministry of Health for appointing social workers a gender-based violence protection unit to provide psychosocial support to adult victims of gender-based. In this regard, the coordination between the gender and the health is strengthened further. The last question, the Ministry has deployed social workers for gender-based violence protection units in within regions with the intention of addressing gender-based violence and violence against children in higher prevalence areas. The goal is to equip each unit with social workers to enhance the multi-sector approach in gender-based violence and violence against
can you stop doing that, please?
Children. Through this approach, social workers and policy officers carry out education and awareness raising.
That's mocking people.
Campaigning to address the issue of violence in our community.
Bullying. And we are leaders.
During the upcoming financial year,
Honorable Deputy Minister, can you just hear me out? When people ridicule members of parliament because of the way they pronounce a language, that's a form of bullying of leaders on the platform of parliament. And bullying is causing a lot of problems out there. As leaders, we ought to champion the cause to discourage bullying. And we cannot be at the forefront of promoting it. Truly, it's unacceptable. So, Honorable Member, you may proceed. No.
Thank you.
It is becoming too
During
late.
the upcoming financial year, the Ministry intends to roll out parenting program at community level, and the topic of harmful alcohol use and gender-based violence is also covered. The plan is to host parents association grassroots level with the parents and various topics over the period of time. Thank you.
Thank you. Honorable Lutezi, do you have any follow-up? Oh, there are no follow-ups, eh? Yes, Honorable Lutezi, I understand the answer is very clear and there is nothing to follow. Yes. Okay, let me hear you out.
Okay, Deputy Minister, thank you for answering the questions. Maybe what I would like to say, I'm not posing a question to you, but I would say, listening from what you are saying that the data is going to be available only in 2027. We are in June 2026. It's a whole long way, and these cases are piling and piling up. We really need the database. Maybe you should find a way to fasten the way on how you're going to get those. Thank you very much.
Yes. The next question is by Honorable Mouton to the Minister of ICT. Oh, the minister is not here. There's no deputy, ne? Is the deputy here? Wait, the deputy is in the National Council. Yes. The next question is 181 by Honorable Klute to the Minister of International Trade Relations. She's not here. The next is 184 by Honorable Likando to the Minister of Environment. The Minister is not here. The next is by Honorable Mbuti, question 185 to the Minister of Gender. Honorable Mbuti, do you put the question?
Yes, Honorable Speaker, I put the question.
Deputy Minister, are you delegated to answer? Okay.
It's 185, ne?
Yes.
Thank you. The violent behavior of the father toward the mother was never reported to the police nor the social workers. The matter only came to the attention of the social workers after the death of the children. The mother reported the matter to the Wanahenda police station, and the case of attempted murder was opened against the father suspects. Information regarding this case was not referred to the social workers for further intervention. It is important to note that when a case of such nature is reported, it is not always necessary to remove the children, but rather than perpetrator who is removed by the way of arrest. Question number 2. The protocol are the case can be reported to any police station, gender-based violence victim protection unit, or to the social workers to the hospital. These are several entry points for the reporting this type of cases. If there are children involved, the social workers are immediately notified to intervene and provide psychosocial support, including the removal of the children to a place of safe, as well as the mother to a shelter, if necessary. The social workers will then start with the statutory process and other essential interventions that are required. Question number 3, the ministry does not employ children protection officers. The ministry employs the social workers across the country, and CADRI has over 81 social workers deployed across the country. Of these, 30 social workers are deployed to work directly with victims of gender-based violence, and they are based at the Gender-Based Violence Victim Protection Unit, but they are not caregivers at the shelters. The last one, the ministry is not responsible to keep such data. It is with the Namibian police forces under the Ministry of Home Affairs, Immigration, and Safety and Security. Thank you.
Yes, the next question is 187 by Honorable Lutuhezi to the Minister of Gender. Does Honorable Lutuhezi put the question?
Yes, Honorable Speaker.
Yes, is a DM delegated to respond. 187. Okay, thank you. The next question is 188 by Honorable Ihemba to the Minister of Home Affairs. The Minister of Home Affairs is not here. Yeah, the next question is 191 by Honorable Lucato to the Minister of Home Affairs. The Minister of Home Affairs is not here. The next is 194 by Honorable Haikola Sakaria to the Minister of Environment. The Minister is not here. The Minister is not here. Then the next is 196 by Honorable Hishono to the Minister of Education. Does Honorable Hishono put the question?
Yes, Honorable Speaker.
Yes, Minister of Education.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. The question has got 6 sub-questions. I'll go straight to rise in this August House to respond to the questions concerning the procurement of textbooks for the academic year 2026. At a national level, the total textbooks budget allocation for 2025-2026 school year was 51 million. And currently we have budgeted for 2026-2027 financial year 40 million, 44 million. Using the 15 school day statistics for 2025, this amount is divided among regions based on the number of learners. Regions are required to conduct a textbook audit to identify areas of needs for textbooks, and this exercise is carried out on an annual basis manually, and each year money is allocated to the regions. The money is purely for topping up where additional textbooks and learning support materials are required. Each region, having identified the gaps in the textbook needs, will then prioritize where more textbooks are needed and in which subjects. The formula used by Ohangwena was region-specific and does not necessarily mean that each child will get only $54.24, but that the cumulative amount for all learners in primary will be used to fill the gaps that are at the primary level. This cumulative amount will also include regional allocations and amount to more money than what is provided at the national level, specifically for textbooks. Regions will still pay market value for the textbooks. In terms of what exactly does free education entail, I wish to inform the House that the Ministry has commissioned a detailed desk study on the implementation of free education through our partners, UNICEF. While that report is currently being finalized, I wish to state that and provide a thorough overview grounded in our constitutions, our laws, and the operational realities of our education system. Honourable Speaker, the definition of free education in Namibia is principally anchored in Article 20 of the Namibian Constitution, which provides a broader and more substantive guarantee that the standard international definition used by institutions such as UNESCO. And UNESCO merely defines free education as the absence of tuition fees. That is how free education is internationally defined. Our Constitution mandates that primary education shall be compulsory and that the state must provide it free of charge. And it specifically, Article 20 stipulates that the state must establish and maintain state schools that offer primary education free of charge. All tuition for primary and special education in state schools must be provided without cost. The coverage explicitly includes school books, materials, and other related requisites. The provisions apply to all learners until the 7th grade or until they attain the age of 16 years, whichever occurs first. Reinforcing this constitutional imperative, the Basic Education Act 3 of 2020 under subsection 67 number 1 expressively prohibits any state school from compelling the payment of tuition, examination, or related fees as a condition for admission, attendance, or participation in any educational activity. The fundamental rationale behind this policy was twofold. First and foremost, to fulfill our constitutional and policy commitments, and secondly, to remove financial barriers that historically prevented vulnerable children from accessing and completing their basic education. Honourable Speaker, the parents and the public must understand precisely what falls within and what falls without the scope of free education. Free education covers the following: tuition fees for all learners in state schools up to grade 12 and for special education 5 times the amount, provision of prescribed school books, textbooks, and essential learning materials, core educational requisites as determined by the Ministry. What is not covered and what remains the responsibility of parents or guardians are school uniforms, hostel fees for learners, transport costs to and from schools, and tuition fees at private schools which fall outside the state system. Honourable Speaker, I have quite a lengthy response because it's 6 questions.
Honourable Member, I will allow you some time within the flexibility that I have of a maximum of 5 minutes. So I'll give you maybe 3 minutes.
Thank you very much, Honourable Speaker. I appreciate that. Contributions to the SDF, the School Development Fund, are entirely voluntary. However, I must emphasize that the concept of free education at times has been misunderstood by some parents or community members as absolving them from any financial obligation whatsoever, including the purchase of stationery or supplementary materials, and this is not the case. The legal provisions for free education do not cover all costs associated with schooling, meaning households still bear financial responsibilities. There is also, therefore, a shared responsibility between the states and the parents, and I encourage all parents to view voluntary contributions not as an additional burden, but as a partnership with the government to enhance the quality of education for all our children. The government introduced a dedicated grant funding system to support the implementation of free education, commencing in 2013 for primary education and 2016 for secondary education. And this system has yielded demonstrable and positive impacts, including increased enrollment rates across all regions, improved learner retention, and reduced dropout rates. It also caused enhanced throughput and progression to higher grades, particularly among previously marginalized communities. However, Honourable Speaker, I must be candid with this House that while free education is a constitutional imperative and a proud achievement of our democracy, it comes with substantial fiscal obligations for the state. The increased learner population, combined with our commitment to qualify, has necessitated the recruitment and deployment of additional qualified teachers, construction and expansion of school infrastructure, including classrooms, libraries, and laboratories, providing the adequate learning resources and teaching aids, expansion of the school feeding program and hostel catering services, and also the strengthening of learner support services, including psychosocial and special needs support. These growing demands place significant weight on the national budget, and therefore, while tuition remains free and the state remains steadfast in its constitutional obligations, the government cannot at this point meet all the material and ancillary needs of every learner unaided. It is for this reason that voluntary parental contributions remain an important complement to government's efforts. In addition to this, the Cabinet approved the school grant policy in 2024, which the Ministry is in the process of implementing. The Ministry also released the Formal Education Circular 5 of 2023, which provides guidelines for the procurement of stationery for schools at the regional office. And the purpose of that circular was to ensure that the basic needs of learners are met in order for teaching and learning to commence from the first day of the school year. The provision of that policy made sure that it not only provides to meet the basic needs, but we must also remember that there is an extensive stationery list that is required for the full implementation of the curriculum, while the parents and the schools must negotiate for that which government does not cover, the most basic school stationeries. Honourable Speaker, I've shortened this tremendously, but I thank you very much for the time.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah, so you circulate the answers, please, so that the member has the full picture. The next question is 197. Yeah, because I extended the time for her now. Between your question and her answer, it's more time. So, but let me hear, if you have a very brief, you see, because it's a very delicate balance that I have to play.
Thank you,
If you make your follow-up question very brief and to the point.
Thank you, Honourable Minister, for answering my question, which is not my question, but the question of all the parents in this house and outside. Number one, Honorable Minister, the stationary lists from schools are this long. That's number one. And yet you call it supplementary. I will come back for that. Number two, you mentioned three things that are covered: school uniforms, hostels, but and tuitions. But Honorable Minister, my question number 4 or number 5, you have not fully answered. But I will come back with more questions.
Yes, thank you. Honorable Member, I would like to say this. I note that the members ask very, very important questions on very important issues. Now, because the members are not really seeking for answers, they want to ventilate concerns that they have on issues that are important. I want to remind us once again that there is another platform. It is possible for a committee to summon officials from a public institution and engage them, and then they can come with a report to Parliament which makes recommendations. Because otherwise a question and answer session is not really going to address your concern. You ask a question, you get an answer that may be concerning to you, but the problem is not solved. So Honorable Hishono, as you reflect on your next action, you consider that. Okay? Very good. Now we proceed to the next question, 197 by Honorable Lukato to the Minister for Industries, Mines and Energy.
Pause question, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable Minister.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. And thank you very much, Honorable Member, for the question. My answer will be short, simply because the question was looking for answers looking back as far as the 1980s. So I will respond to those starting from 1990 rather. So the ministry is aware that the company applied for an exploration license, that company in question, for EPL number 6952, and is owned by Clarina Sita Diaz, obtained on the 18th June 2018, and the current period will expire in 2027. It can, however, be renewed after that, so there is that option. So there is an ongoing exploration activity on that EPL, and at the moment, Honorable, there is no viable discovery that has been declared to the ministry, and the exploration is still ongoing to discover what is really there. This EPL is in Zambezi region, and it was granted mainly with the purpose of conducting exploration activities to discover mineable deposits. This project is still at the early stage of exploration, and the minerals assumed to have been discovered were rather trace elements which are common in rocks. And please be assured that the ministry will assign geoscientists from time to time to keep monitoring the progress, specifically as we also have an interest to discover mineable minerals, especially rare earth minerals, in that part of the country. So we'll keep the nation informed as the findings reveal themselves. So the aggrieved license holder is more than welcome also to visit the Geological Survey Department. Of course, that door is open, and a review can be done. And our geoscientist will do the best to provide a scientific overview should that choice is opted for. On the issue of the report not shared with the public, Honorable Member, please be informed that the Ministry does not publish reports submitted by companies during the exploration stage, as they contain confidential data, and Section 6 in the Minerals Act provides for secrecy of data at that stage. I so submit, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Member. The next question is 198 by Honorable Likando to the Minister of Environment and Tourism. The Minister of Environment is not here, Honorable Roderick. Then the next question is 199 by Honorable Mongo to the Minister of Environment and Tourism. The Minister is not here. The next question is 200 by Honorable Hifikwa to the Minister of Education. Honorable Hifikwa, do you put the question?
Yes, I put the question, Honorable Speaker.
Yes, Honorable Minister of Education.
Honorable Member, it's a question related to teacher training programs, and there are 5 sub-questions. I wish to start off with the presumed mismatch between subject combinations. The Ministry does not approve teacher training programs that deliberately contradict the National Curriculum for Basic Education. We must know that historically, under the Basic Education Teacher Diploma offered by the former colleges of education, teacher preparation for junior primary to junior secondary phases was structured around recognized fields of study, particularly for grades 4 to 10, where subject specialized teaching was required. Senior secondary teachers, grades 11 to 12, were trained by the university system. While the majority of student teachers pursued 2 mutually supportive teaching subjects within the same field of study, a limited number combined subjects from different fields. This was often influenced by factors such as the subjects for which subject qualified at NSSC level or the availability of spaces in specific courses at institutions of higher learning. In other instances, students initially enroll in approved subject combinations, but subsequently also then changed their subjects, resulting in a combination that are not fully aligned with the prescribed field of studies. Those are some of the realities on the ground. But recognizing the need for greater alignment between teacher qualifications and curriculum requirements, the Ministry engaged all teacher education institutions in 2023 to address this matter, to have full alignment with our curriculum. As a result, institutions are now aligning subject combinations more closely with recognized fields of study and the requirements of the national curriculum. There are, however, exceptional circumstances that require flexibility. I can give one example of African languages, including Setswana, Selozi, Rumanio, and Tumbukushu, which were previously not offered at secondary level, making it difficult to establish conventional subject pairings. Similar challenges exist in pre-vocational, technical, and home science subjects, where it is often difficult to identify teachers qualified in 2 closely related specializations, such as motor mechanics and woodwork, that combination. In such cases, appropriate justification and motivation for the subject combinations is then provided. In terms of sidelining teachers for promotion and professional growth, we wish to put it on record that teachers are not sidelined, but a teacher with 2 subjects in the field will have an added advantage. He or she will be able to provide better academic leadership. We know that a head of department position specifically require oversight of curriculum implementation, assessment practices, teaching standards and the provision of professional support to teachers with a subject cluster or field of study. And knowledge of multiple subjects enable them to guide and support teachers across a wider scope. An HOD with knowledge of at least 2 subjects can supervise and evaluate lessons more effectively and efficiently within that cluster. Are we not punishing teachers? We said that the requirement for promotion to positions such as a head of department are not based solely on qualifications, but also other competencies, specific competencies, which is subject expertise, teaching expertise required for effective academic leadership. And the promotion criteria, therefore, require applicants to demonstrate an appropriate number of years for teaching experience in the relevant subject area and at the appropriate school phase. Our continuous professional development programs and workshops are based on training needs assessments and identified critical aspects of the subjects, for example, methodologies, content assessment and practical work where teachers need support. And the training needs could be informed by data from surveys, research assessments and examination reports, as well as school external evaluation exercises, monitoring and support visits. Special circumstances or conditions will persist as long as the recruitment process remains maintains transparency. Institutions of teacher education are already sensitized to the matter in 2023, and they are strengthening the implementation. I so submit, Honourable Speaker.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes, do you have a follow-up question, Honourable? Okay, briefly, please.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Good afternoon, Madam Minister. Thank you for the response. I just want clarity on the following. When you said the teachers are not discriminated when it comes to promotion, these courses were accredited by NQA as they are, as alleged. They are not alleged. You have a combination subject of mathematics and English, Oshiwambo and geography, English and study. Is that not a mismatch? It's a mismatch because it's coming from different departments. And then the person is teaching one subject out of those 2 from different departments. One subject with relevant and enough experience. However, you have this another person with matching combinations, English and Oshiwambo, from the same department.
Language department.
Language department, science department, geography, and study, and so forth. And he's only teaching English. Yeah? So now you have these 2 people. Now the other one, because he's having a mismatch subject, though teaching only one subject, cannot be promoted because of that record on the qualification. This one, with both matching subjects on the qualification, even though the person is just teaching one subject for the past 10 years, is qualified for promotion. This is the discrimination I'm talking about, no any other. Thank you. The next thing I want to clarity on is the ministry does not approve qualifications. That I know. But then when it allows the institutions to offer such courses, it becomes a problem. Because now these people are stagnant. They cannot proceed. They were once qualified equally the same as this one before the requirement changed. Now what are we going to do to these people? It's our mistake as a ministry, not them. They just comply, they studied. What are we going to do to them? Are we going to leave them stranded? And so most of them are senior teachers. Are we going to deprive them from an opportunity to be promoted just because they don't have a matching or aligning subject on their qualification? The postgraduate diploma still requires a teacher to have 5 years of experience to be promoted on that specific project, a subject. So the issue of oversight, I understand it, but there are even departments, Madam Minister, there are even language departments, science departments, there are various departments in school, and it's happening on the ground, where you have a teacher with only one subject, and it's overseeing 4 subjects that doesn't even have a knowledge of. So how is oversight really matter in this case that is preventing other ones from being promoted? So we need to do something in this regard. Thank you.
Thank you, Honourable Speaker and Honourable Member. Your concern is fully noted, and it's something that we have realized over the years. First, when we were in basic, and that's when we started working. And that's when we started working, even while we were 2 separate ministries, with the Ministry of Higher Education and the National Qualifications Authority. We realized we could not continue, even within our Teaching Service Committee or the Public Service Commission, we could not continue with the mismatching of the subjects. And that is why we've been correcting it in 2023. So your concerns are totally valid. With the Teaching Service Committee, we are looking at measures how to support. I want to give you another scenario. A teacher may hold a qualification that enables them to teach senior secondary phase. But if their teaching experience has been limited to senior primary phase, they may not meet the requirement for HUD position at the senior secondary level. So what are we saying? It's not just a mismatch. It's also a teacher that has not been appointed in the correct field of specialization. And this is why we said over the past 5 years, please, for the regional directorates, 2 things. Our circulars are very clear, Honourable Member. First, the correct alignment and placement of the teachers in their respective fields of specialization, not to do them harm when it comes to promotional positions. The second thing is to ensure that we correct, and this is what we've done with the alignment of our institutions of higher learning. So it's a process that we will continue to monitor. We are not doing this on our own. We work with the Public Service Commission and we work with the Teaching Service Committee. So any further input in that regard, we will welcome it. If there are any tangible, practical examples, because we also work with the regional directors in meetings 3 times a year in Windhoek. And these are some of the key issues that come up. But if a teacher is misplaced in his or her field, teaching total different subject, and then wish to be promoted, that of course is a story on its own. That will not work. But your concern is specifically related to the senior teachers who have already gained their teaching qualifications years back, and they are now not promoted into positions, while there are so many other teachers that are fully aligned with the curriculum and that are competing, of course, for these promotional positions. But I accept your concern as it is expressed. Thank you very much.
Very good. Now I call upon Honorable Rutuhezi to put a question to the Minister of Gender. Deputy Minister, are you delegated? Okay, it's 202. Okay, she must first put the question. Oh, Honorable Rutuhezi. Okay, then Deputy Minister, you have the floor.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. The questions, there has been no comprehensive research conducted on the exact number of Angolan children selling food on the streets of Namibia. However, it is estimated that over 200 Angolan children, many belonging to the Mwila tribe, are there in the street vending, selling mandates, crafts, and other small items. And it is important to note that Namibian children do not sell cooking sticks, and they are not included in this estimated number of 200 children. Question number 2, the Minister of Home Affairs, Immigration, Safety and Security, and the Ministry of International Relations and Trade are in consultation with the Angolan government since the matter of the Angolan children is an immigration and the cross-border issue. The last question. This matter is currently being addressed by the Ministry of Home Affairs, Immigration, Safety and Security, and the Ministry of International Relations and Trade, since this is a cross-border issue and these children are immigrants without national documents. The Ministry take note of the presence of these children in the street. However, they are accompanied by their adults who might be parents or relatives. The Children Care and Protection Act number 3 of 2015 has made provision for the protection and safe and confinement of foreign children and children who are victims of trafficking. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. I think this question was also answered by Home Affairs Minister. Yeah, Honorable Binge Sheundo, question 200.
Honorable Speaker.
Yes. Yes, Honorable Member.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I think it's very important that we have a timeline on when these negotiations between the Angolan governments are going to be finalized. Since last year, we've been hearing that there are some talks, but I want to put it to the attention of this House that these kids are now at the north of Parliament, just outside the door, here at Skybar. There's a group of 8 children wearing matching stenges, dancing outside there. They are here, they are coming in this Parliament.
Yes,
so
Honorable Lutezi.
And I'm very concerned because I see these kids, some of them are now pregnant, some of them are carrying babies. We don't know what is happening. Today is 0 degrees Celsius. Some are not even wearing anything. Soon we will start picking bodies due to the High Court. Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you very much. Honorable members, what I say is this is the follow-up must be questions. And again, when I listen to the questions, they are concerns. Concerns which are genuine, but questions are for answers. So I want to urge the honorable MPs to use the platform of committees to follow up on these issues, because there you can ask 5 questions, demand actions, and make recommendations for consequences when action is not taken.
Thank you.
Yeah. So question 203 by Honorable Binge Sheundo to the Minister of Education. Honorable, is she here? Okay. Does someone put the question on her behalf? Okay. So that question is skipped. Then we go to 205, Honorable Kumbwa to the Minister of ICT. Both of them are not here. Then Honorable Kumbwa to the Minister of Works and Transport. Honorable Kumbwa is not here. Has he delegated? No? Okay. Then 207 is Honorable Nashinge to the Minister of Home Affairs. The Minister is not here. Yeah, she's not here now. Then 208 is Honorable Mulunga to the Minister of Agriculture. Honorable Mulunga, do you put the question?
I put the question, Honorable Speaker. Thank you.
Yes. Honorable Minister of Agriculture.
208. 208. 208.
208. Yes. 206 is not put. Yeah, when the question is not put and there is no one delegated, then it lapses. Huh? Isn't that so? What is the rule saying? Huh? No, the member is not here. What does the rule? It stands over. It stands over. Yeah, honorable member, I always tell you, you can't speak from the seat. The rules are the same rules you want me to uphold, you are violating. But anyway, I have now been advised that the rule says that the question stands over. Yeah, yeah. Question number 209 by Honorable Hengombe to the Minister of Industries. 208 was Honorable Mulunga, yes, and the Minister of Agriculture was about to answer. Yes, she has the floor.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Mulunga asked
last year that I provide proof that 6.2 million was missing from AMTA's account. I wish to respond as, before I do that, let me just say that the allegation that 6.2 million was misappropriated from AMTA actually was not a correct reflection of the reality on the ground. And the Honorable claimed that instead of addressing the matter transparently, the AMTA board expended an additional 10 million of public funds on legal practitioners to investigate the missing funds and conduct disciplinary hearings which were purportedly carried out in an unprocedural manner. Honorable members, I would like to say sometimes, because we have immunity being members of this House, we make certain allegations which may not be correct, factually correct. And I just wish to caution that before we stand in this honorable House and make such public pronouncement that could be harmful to the reputation of those who are involved, that we do a little bit of due diligence in a subject matter. Notwithstanding, I wish to respond as follows, that according to the AMTA board, that the disciplinary proceeding against its former managing director and senior manager for finance and logistics did not cost AMTA 10 million Namibian dollar, but significantly less. Additionally, AMTA was not defrauded of 6.2 million as alleged, and therefore the information that may have been provided to the honorable member was inaccurate. Rather, as a result of inadequate and ineffective financial control, system and accountability, third parties and employees unduly benefited from AMTA financial resources without restriction, resulting in a potential financial prejudice to AMTA exceeding 6.2 million. The former managing director and the senior manager finance and logistics, by virtue of their positions, had the responsibility to safeguard AMTA financial assets and resources. Their failure to fulfill these obligations led to disciplinary proceedings and subsequent dismissal. AMTA engaged PricewaterhouseCoopers to undertake a forensic investigation into the organization, operations, and banking transactions. And the finding of that forensic audit, which was submitted on 30th August 2022, included the following findings: that AMTA management of the time did not handle the financial affairs of AMTA with appropriate prudence, care, diligence, or in accordance with the best interests of the employer. As a result of those shortcomings, AMTA financial resources were vulnerable to possible misuse, loss, or misappropriation by employees and third parties engaged with AMTA. The forensic investigation further identified deficiency in the system, processes, and accountability concerning the management of AMTA financial resources and assets. It has been confirmed that no employee at AMTA was dismissed due to the alleged missing of 6.2 million. Following comprehensive forensic investigation and subsequent legal consultation, AMTA initiated disciplinary proceedings against its former managing director and former senior manager. The aforementioned individuals were charged with multiple violations, including breach of trust, gross negligence, and failure to safeguard the interests of the employer. Through established internal processes, both individuals were found guilty and subsequently dismissed. With reference to the issue that AMTA spent 10 million Namibian dollars on lawyers for investigation and disciplinary processes, I would like to reiterate that AMTA board did not incur legal expenses exceeding 10 million in connection with investigations and disciplinary matters. I wish to clarify, Honorable Speaker, that the investigation were conducted by PwC and legal practitioners were only involved solely during the disciplinary hearings, internal appeal hearings, and proceedings at the Office of the Labor Commissioners. The employees that were involved were senior executive, and owing to their seniority, the process was inherently complex and took longer, and therefore AMTA found it necessary to engage legal practitioners to manage these matters. Honorable Speaker, I see my time is up, and I wish to conclude by saying that questions have been raised regarding how the ministry can justify the expenditure expending 10 million by AMTA. What? There's no what?
China.
Oh, okay.
Yes, it
Honorable members, there is currently no evidence indicating that AMTA board member breached their fiduciary duties when they engaged legal practitioner for the disciplinary hearing of his former senior managers. Therefore, there is no basis for holding them accountable. The ministry has not identified any court ruling which has questioned or found them guilty of any misaction during the disciplinary proceedings. I have been informed that following the dismissal of these employees and the non-renewal of other executive contracts, AMTA financial management processes, systems, and accountability have improved significantly. I so submit, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, honorable members. On the basis of the automatic adjournment rule, the House stands adjourned until next week, Tuesday.